Hello and welcome to the Laws of Minecraft with me, Lawfromchaos. And this is my first Let's Play. And as you can see, we are in the middle of a void. We are, as a matter of fact, on the hardest possible map to start on, which is a single tree on top of one single block of dirt and absolutely nothing else. But the nice thing about Yogscast and Ex Nihilo and a bunch of other stuff is you can actually turn this into a fully functioning base, complete with machines and lots more. And so first we're just going to get started. Okay, so we don't want any of the leaves to decay, right? So, because we don't want to waste anything if we can help it at this point. And so we are going to be very carefully digging downwards. Because at this point, we are looking for a sapling, essentially. If we don't get a single sapling, then we are completely and utterly screwed. But we likely will. But I am pressing shift for all I'm worth and getting as close as possible to these blocks when I'm breaking them. Because I want, if there's a sapling, to capture it. Because any missed saplings will be disastrous. If I don't get any saplings at all, then I'll just have to restart it. It's making me nervous. Okay, well that didn't work. Well, there's got the torch. Got my oak wood. Yep, like I said, we're doing our best. So we're going to make a small break in the leaves there. And we can make a little platform down there. So we're actually going to very carefully head down. So we're going to turn this into wood in advance. And I'm debating whether or not it's worth it for me to turn it into a crafting table yet, because I could use slabs, which would go further. Well, I've got 8 of these right now, right? Okay, so if I turn this into a crafting table, I could actually use that as my block down, right? And so then I would have... So I have to use 1 to get down regardless, so that's going to take me down to 7. But at that point, then I could make additional ones from this with 3 like that. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be worth it if I do it carefully. So we're going to do this. See if I can hook it there. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. And get our oak wood slabs out of that. And so we're going to be very carefully stepping down. This, by the way, is nerve-wracking. Still no sapling. Yes, it is possible to lose this map right away. I will caution you. If you get no saplings, you are done, essentially. And very carefully drop. Okay. We're going to start right around this central platform. Holding shift so carefully. Yeah, the first few minutes are somewhat nerve-wracking. Just saying. Okay, now that we've done that, we're unlikely to lose this. Not that it's impossible, but at least... Oh, it looks like he did something, so when I broke it, I got a sapling out of it. I can live with that. I can work with that. Okay. So now we just wait for it to grow. And I'm going to very carefully, very carefully move my crafting table. It's possible I'll lose it, which would be sad, but you know what? Nope, didn't lose it. Good. So we're going to put that down right there, and we are going to try to get a little bit away. He said to keep inventories on, so arguably if I fall, everything should be okay. Actually, I think I'm going to do this on this corner here instead, because I want to be able to get as far away from the sapling as possible. So we're just going to let it grow. Yes, this is the boring part. So I'm going to just pause it for a moment until it's actually grown. Okay. Now it's grown. It didn't actually take that long, for which I am very glad. Yeah, I'm going to break this one right here. Okay, we're going to take this over here and extend our slab capabilities. Because we want, like I said before, to capture as much as possible. Holy frickin' crap, yeah. Okay. Nice thing about this is it gets slightly easier over time. Yeah, and my finger's going to start hurting eventually from holding the shift key so tightly. Sort of those things of hold on to it or die. Yeah, I'm already getting hunger, which is problematic. This is an oak tree, so theoretically we might get some apples, though. But if I starve to death, well, I starve to death, you know? No, I lost the first sapling, damn it. First of all, I also need to set my home here properly. And I need to do it actually on top of a solid block, because if you set it on top of like half blocks, weird things occasionally happen. So we're gonna... Yeah, no, this one's Sky, is what it's called, yeah. Okay. Actually, I should make sure I get that bottom layer right here first, if I can. Okay. So then we can take another block of this, and we'll probably won't lose it, but you never know. Okay, good. It's always nice when you don't lose these things, because at this point, pieces of wood and dirt are utterly precious. After you've played a Skyblock, when you look at a normal world, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much here. But I've been wanting to play one of these for a while. Do a full... Oh! Looks like they've got... Okay, so it looks like he's got some kind of transformation thing going on, that if the tree is broken long enough, it'll actually reset into a sapling. That is actually awesome. So that means I probably don't want to break the lowest one on any of these trees. And so I'm going to do what I just did a minute ago. I'm going to wait for this one to go down, and we'll be... Actually, I can probably break the net lowest to the next one, because I have, as you can see, I have oak saplings now, so everything is good. So I'm going to pause it again until this grows. It started to get dark, so I put my torch down. A couple of things about building on the Skyblocks. One thing is, as you can see, these slabs are in the half position. So, like, this is a full position right here, because if they were lining up with that, that'd be full. This is half. When that happens, mobs won't spawn on them, so that's an ideal thing to have happen when you're first starting, because it's not necessarily a good time for you to fight anything, because you're not really ready. The second one is, it's occurred to me that I can actually do something that may help me with these two pieces right here. I can do sticks, and I can take it and make a crook. And the crook is from Ex Nihilo, and it's designed to do two things. One, and it's very important, is to get more saplings. At this point, that is extremely important, because saplings are what we're going to be engineering everything out of for a little while. That and wood. So those two things are good. Other than that, is one other thing, which is you can use it to actually get silkworms. And so silkworms are really, really useful, because you can click a silkworm on a tree, and it will gradually transform all the leaves on that tree, and when you do, it won't drop saplings, so you have to be careful, make sure you have extras, because if you don't, you're screwed. But it won't drop saplings, but it will drop string, and which you can use to make a number of items, and which will be building one of the most crucial items very soon, which is the sieve. You use this to get everything at the start, and eventually you kind of just automate that once you're on a Skyblock, and you automate the production and everything else, and it just all feeds into a sieve and everything's good. But we're not there yet. So I put the torch down because we want this tree to grow at night, as well. And this block, this map actually is very similar to one called Classic OMGFU, which is essentially a map that's exactly like this, except you also start with a chest and some other items, but I don't know if that thing has Ex Nihilo or not. So we're just going to wait for this tree to grow, and then we'll continue. Okay, we got our tree back now. So, you know the drill. Punch wood. Looks like it's spread out a little more. Okay. Looks like we lost one over here. Oh, these actually also, I think, punch through leaves a little bit better than our previous tool, too. Namely, our hand. Yeah, I think if I remember right, at least things have a chance of, or like, for statistically, I think they double the chance of saplings dropping. So not a bad investment. Yeah. You understand what we want all these saplings for, besides obviously replanting the tree, when I make the barrel that we are going to need. Yeah, it's not a barrel like the standard one is, like from Java, Better Barrels, or any of those things. It's one where you actually fill it, and it actually physically changes. Unlike those, it's not like a random, like, this is a barrel full of junk. And this is the stuff, and you can pull it back out. No, this is a barrel for changing things. Okay. Now I'm going to leave that there just in case it does, in fact, do what we want it to do. Now we're going to get more of these. We know the drill. More oak slabs. Huzzah! And here we go. Yeah, the more of these we get, obviously, the better, because as we do this, we will get better stuff. So I want to show you the barrel I'm talking about, and great, let's turn it back over. Good. Barrel. We'll give a look through everything. Okay, so these are the kind of barrels we're talking about from Ex Nihilo. Oak barrels, spruce barrels, so you can see they actually look like open barrels, you know. And so this is what they look like. So, as you can see, look, slabs here and planks of wood there. So we'll transfer this all over to planks, and we'll get some more slabs going, and then we'll do this. And there we have it, our first barrel. Now this can be useful for a number of things. One is to collect water when it rains, though I have seen no sign that it's going to do that anytime soon. Oh, it's funny, there's a cloud in this. Probably shouldn't have spawned, but you know what? If we ever get the technology to get over to it, I'll count it as existing. What we can do with these, though, is we can put our saplings in them, and it will turn it into kind of this mulch stuff, and eventually become dirt. Though it takes a reasonable amount of them. I believe it's 8. Yep, it's 8. Okay, so it's taking 8, and you can see it's green right now. Now, over time, it should gradually change colors, become browner. You can see that happening very slowly. Eventually, we'll automate this process, but that will be a while from now. So, yep, this system is fully I can't speak today. Automatable with hoppers and chests. Very simple method to do that. And we're going to put a little more slabs around so that when we pull our wood, not our wood, but our dirt out of there, which is at the moment a precious substance, it won't cause any issues. Yeah, at the moment we're probably not even going to plant this dirt just yet. There we go. So we pulled it out, and look, we have a brand new thing of dirt. Huzzah! Yeah, dirt can be very valuable in this. Right now, if we having one extra piece of dirt for one is also very extra, because that means if we accidentally do something to this one, we don't suddenly have just a random wooden platform in a void with no options. So I'm going to do one of those things that's semi-expedient to do, which is to make a platform, and we're going to go out further. Because we're going to want our trees to be separated enough so that they can each do completely different things. And I don't want the leaves to touch, because when I start doing silkworms, I don't want the leaves from one corrupting the other. If that makes sense to peoples. So I'm going to punch wood, of course. Hope I get this back, but if I don't, it's not exactly a disaster. Nope, I did. Good. And I'm going to put this oak wood plank there, because I'm going to put the torch on top of it. The moment the torch is literally irreplaceable, so we're going to be careful with that. Okay. Because this way it should provide enough light for both sides for our torch. So we're going to put some dirt over here. I don't think we have an easy way to do this yet, because I'm going to take a little risk and jump and do this. There we go. Yeah, as long as you don't press any buttons whatsoever, that's a safe thing to do. But people sometimes press wrong things, and it becomes bad. So that means we can do this over here again. Just be careful. You know the drill. And so we don't have any trees at the moment, and we can't do anything until they show up again, so I'm going to pause it once more. Okay, so shortly after moving the torch back over here, this thing grew, so I'm wondering if maybe it just wasn't getting enough light between the two of them. I don't know, but as soon as I can, I hope to grow more torches so we can get this completely set up so it can work day or night. That would be optimal. But in the meantime, we are going to do what we do best, which is punching trees and crooking the leaves. Yeah, as you can tell, we can remember that first one we got where we didn't get anything out of the entire tree. Yeah, now we're getting substantially better odds of getting these saplings, so we can be very glad for that. Actually, looking like it's going to let me probably get to all the leaves on this one before anything else happens. Oh, and we got 5 at least before that crook broke. Yeah, that first one, actually, I remember there was a leaf there, sapling, but it like fell off over the side. I was like, no. I had hoped that with that crook we might get some silkworms, but it looks like we haven't gotten any. I know that they're fairly rare to start with, just from the crook. They are more common to drop from the silkwood, the silky leaf residue things that it leaves behind. And I'll show you what that means in a few minutes when we get one. Okay, so we're gonna start right there. Grab that. Very good, and I'm just going to break this one and see if it'll end up replacing it. No, and it doesn't. Okay, so I'll have to use a sapling to replace it. So, depending on whether or not wood or saplings are more valuable at the time, I can decide what I want to do with it. Okay, so I want to do a couple things. Right now we're kind of caught in a loop, so we're just kind of building more of these. We're going to build a platform around our new piece of dirt, and we also want to build a crook, because we do want to get one of those silkworms like I was talking about. Might as well just turn it all into planks. The moment we're going to use all of it, so. Yeah, in a minute or two, when we have a little bit more extra wood, I would like to make a chest as well, so I don't have to hold on to it all the time. Oh, that's right, it's made with sticks, so we don't have to use nearly so many, but, so yeah. That should let us make 2 crooks right there. Perfect, and we can make another set of wood slabs. Perfect. Now I'm hoping to get an apple very soon as well, because these are oak trees, so they should be dropping apples every now and then. Because if we get apples, we will be able to get access to another kind of tree, and it will provide us with food. Now at the moment we haven't done tons of work, so our food hasn't been dropping too much. Oh, and you can see my health is there, because this is the other world as well. I can go back and forth between the two, and so this actually ends up transferring the heart canisters. So, regardless of which world I'm in, I end up with stuff. And now we just wait for trees to grow. It is a rather mind-numbing process, which is why I will spare you from it. Okay, we're back again. This tree actually grew into one of the trees I was hoping for. Eventually with an oak tree, which is a large oak tree, as you can see. It is pretty massive. It has a lot more wood than normal, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to just take the crook to this thing. Oop! Oh, perfect. See this little moving guy? That is a silkworm. That's exactly what we've been looking for. So we'll be using that guy whenever this tree grows. It hasn't been growing, and I'm not sure why. Hoping it will grow soon. But regardless, we still need to use these things. Excellent, we got an apple. So what we're going to do with this is, if you put an apple just in the crafting, it becomes an apple core. And this actually is essentially a sapling. So we're going to replace this one actually with the apple core. Ooh, and we have another one there. Excellent. These are actually, I mean, technically silkworms can be used as food if you cook them, but generally I prefer apples. Don't know about you. Maybe you like silkworms. I don't know. I hate it when I lose those. Now, we got one there. Perfect, perfect. Everything's going well. I'm going to put this crook away for now so that we can use this one down a little bit, and we'll combine the two later to get just a tiny bit more use out of them. At this point, every little tiny extra bit you can get helps. Yeah, we have enough saplings, as a matter of fact, as well, that I want to put some in there. Very good. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so now I'm going to start harvesting on the edges, and I can actually jump up on top of this barrel here to get some of the more far out things here. Ah, good, I'm glad we grabbed it. Now, I'm not certain how much time we have for this tree resets, or what exactly constitutes something reset worthy, so I'm actually going to try and get up here and be fast. Because saplings are valuable, but so is wood, obviously. Hoping I won't lose this one, but I won't be surprised if we do. Oh, we got it. Good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not certain if it's judging whether or not to reset the tree only if it gets shorter here, or if it's also judging based on other wood that's connected to it, so smart thing to do is to collect as much wood as possible. Yeah, at this point most of it should be dropping down there, places we can get to. So we're gonna use this real quick. Okay, we're gonna, looks like it's dropped a few. Good, they're all down there. We want to go collect those real fast. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So we got a bunch of wood out of that, including this stuff we can reharvest now. Okay. It's nighttime, it's a good time to work anyway. So let's take this and we'll make some more slabs. Okay. And we'll make some more planks. Yeah, we'll make a bunch more planks here. Okay. Almost a stack. Good. That's what we want. Because we are going to make some space around here. Don't fall. Don't fall. I'm gonna put one right there so I can actually harvest my torch, and first I'm gonna expand a little bit on this just because it's always a good idea to near all your trees not to lose anything, and especially right here where we got our dirt and stuff. We do not want to lose anything. Everything at the moment is far too valuable to lose. Okay, so we're going to collect our dirt. Very good. And we're going to collect our torch, and we're just going to stand right there. Okay, I'm going to put this near here, hoping that this light will help this thing go. Because I don't know why it's not growing at the moment. And I'm going to refill this. back up to the top, and we'll let that work a little more. Okay, things are going pretty well here. So we're going to make more of these. We're just going to keep expanding for the moment. Yeah, we probably could actually fit a tree in between these two now. I want to make as much room as possible. Yeah, we might as well transform all of this, because at this point, volume is a big deal. Getting more out of each piece is a bigger deal than just about anything else. This thing's probably done with its dirt. Yep, there it is. I think I'll do this one more time. And like I said before, we'll combine our crooks. There we go. Now, apple saplings tend to be pretty small, just like small oaks, essentially. So once it actually grows, we should be okay. We'll clear out the bottom layers of it, and I'll show you how it grows apples. We're just going to keep expanding this platform over here. Okay, that should be enough distance to isolate it from our next piece of dirt. There we go. I'm going to plant another oak sapling there. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Give it another one piece. Oop. Wrong one. Hopefully I get this back, but not a huge deal if I don't. Yep, didn't. It disappeared into the void. There we go. Okay, so when we get another sapling, we'll place that right there. Hate it when that happens. Once again, the sun is rising. Yeah, as you can see, once we start getting more wood, we can actually start doing things. It's always nice, isn't it? We'll hope that doesn't grow while we're standing on it, because that's obnoxious. Okay. We used up pretty much all our wood. We got some silkworms, and we've got a little bit of crook to show for it. everything we've done. Okay, so we're going to wait for more trees to grow, and I will be back. Okay, so once again, we're back. This tree over here has grown, so obviously something's working. I am going to take one of these silkworms that I actually made with the remaining wood we had. I made another crook. I'm going to take one of these, and it's very simple what happens. I just go like that, and whoop, suddenly this leaves are suddenly different, and they say infested leaves on them, on the waylet if you've got it up and running. Whereas these are oak leaves. So eventually this will all turn into infested leaves, and they'll turn very white. And when that happens, we will be harvesting them. And I'll come back when there's more stuff. Okay, we're back. And this one grew again, that one did not grow. I think whatever it is, this particular spot, this area, is cursed or something. So we're going to plant this over here instead. See if it grows. But in the meantime, you can see what progress has happened. As you can see, these leaves are turning white, and they're moving around, gradually infesting all of them, which is exactly what we want. And next, we just do what we've been doing before. Get some more harvesting, yada yada yada. Another apple. Excellent. All things are going well. Okay, so that should be all of those. And this time, I'm going to do this. Eventually, we'll make some kind of axe. Okay, we're going to leave that to change. Look, you can see a lot of this tree has been transformed. Not quite all of it yet, but a lot of it. And since string is very hard to get a hold of right now, except with that, that's a very good way to do it. So we're going to transform everything over again. I'm going to keep some of it. Might want to do something else with some of it soon. Oop. Well, that wasn't what I intended to make. Sometimes you make things and you're like, ah, crap. But you know what? Hey, worst things have happened. So we'll put them on this right here. Not sure what we can even do with any of them right now. Though it is actually arguably a means of storage. If, for example, I could just hang saplings from it. Wouldn't do anything, but hey, you know. Okay, how are things coming along here? Now, I believe crooks help when you're doing this stuff too, for getting the silk out of here, and it looks like it's just that last one that's finished, so we're going to do that now. We'll just start from here, we'll go around the other way. And we should get a lot more silkworms from this type of mature infested leaves than regular ones. Excuse me. That's what I've been told, anyway. But as you can see, we're getting a decent amount of string off of this one tree, which is exactly what we want. Oop. thought it was supposed to be more common to get, like, silkworms off this. Apparently not. That's okay. They're renewable. So, I'm actually going to do this, and we'll see if it'll replace the sapling on its own in a little while. And night's coming down. Let's put this somewhere that'll be useful. Drying rack. If you ever get any monsters or anything, the drying rack may actually be useful, but at the moment they're just kind of like, eh. Alright, we're going to make a chest, because it's about time we make one, and we can start storing stuff in it. Alright, and for now, I'm going to conclude the episode there. We got our first chest. We got a number of string, everything else, and I'm going to make the sieve first thing on the next episode. So I will see you guys all later.